Ready, I'm gonna harvest the salad. I just harvested the okra. This is actually ready to give me a salad. My backup verbena plants, one of which I need to go ahead and take inside and get it acclimated, especially since the last one I tried did not survive. Here is my herb pot that I created from propagating these. So I propagated these successfully. The next step is once the oregano comes up, I need to take it inside. So I have cilantro, pineapple sage, purple basil, and this will be oregano. Tomatoes are not happy. I made a makeshift cover to keep the spores from flying up. I have a couple of branches there on which it did not work, so I'm going to cut those contaminated branches out. Lemon that just came to life as it's getting cold, frankly. I take partial responsibility if I am at fault for having interrupted the growth pattern by changing the soil this year. Backup stevia, Honeycrisp apple plant that I will give a jacket this winter and leave it right here on the deck. This is my pimento pepper. The roots have gotten pretty thick, dense. But you know, I've been thinking maybe rather than taking that sweet pepper plant and where you get a whole bunch of little red sweet peppers, maybe I'll take a pimento in because I'll need to harvest fewer of them and slower, and I can grow them in the same size pot. Yeah, because I have one that's turning red, and I actually have more buds that are growing. But what I could do is stunt the growth of the whole thing by cutting it all back and repotting it. And I showed you before. I already pulled up this last kale and replanted one, so I think I'll do the same for these three. Harvested gobs of verbena. Since I was harvesting and doing fall crops, because I don't do cold, and we're at the point where the highest temperature is 63 degrees, so yeah, I figured I better get my fall crop planted, or else I probably won't get out in the cold and do it when the temperature drops and stays dropped for a consistent week. And I got a call from my sister yesterday, and she's in town, and thank God, because that. And this is yesterday's harvest. I'm not going to be able to. So there's a harvest actually ready right now. Like I said, I get some every single day, so I need to take care of that as well. But thank goodness she's in town and she can handle this for me. I grew them primarily for her anyway, when I originally grew them, but after having grown the red ones, I would be growing them anyway for landscaping. Y'all just don't understand how beautiful red okra is. It's like having a red palm tree. So the sun has obviously peaked, although the sump pump is still kicking off every now and then. Let's go see, shall we? Okra, like I said, I have so many ready. 3, 2, 4, 6, 7. That's 7 that absolutely have to be picked today. And there's actually 4. Wait, 4? Shit, that's on one stalk. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And there's actually 12 more that could be picked today. That's on one tip. This is on another tip. So there's actually 4, 8. Yeah. About 10 to 12 more that could be picked. But that I could also leave on to get bigger. I put my speckled lettuce in these corner planters now. to give me some variation in color there. I can't remember if I planted my red celery or not. I don't think I did. I think I was going to do some research first, but I need to go ahead and just plant it. And whatever happens, happens. Two wasted seeds won't make or break me. But I told you guys how stingy I am when it comes to, how frugal I am when it comes to wasting seeds. And there's no real reason for it. You know, I just am. And I haven't bothered to try and fight that feeling. So in this pot, I think I'm going to go ahead and start my rhubarb in this pot because the critters keep eating it. I'm using that for landscaping as well when I get it growing. But I figure I grow it in this pot, which may or may not eventually be the apple tree pot. And in fact, I've been thinking about something, you guys. Okay, so I repotted the apple tree plant once, and I was just going to wait till next year to put it in the next size. But what concerns me is, like, say this apple stays in this pot and it starts producing apples. Okay, if I at some point one year transfer it to a larger pot and kind of, you know, clean around the roots and give it some new soil and stuff before putting it in the larger pot, will I have to wait another 3 years to start, or however long it takes to start getting fruit? Or will it continue to fruit because it has already fruited? And I'm asking that because, you know, when you just get the stem for a tree like this, you got to wait 3 years, right? The stem might be from a tree that's 3 years old. And so if that's the case, should it not produce apples the next year? Or is it a case where if you disturb the roots to the extent of cleaning the soil off and repotting into a new pot and giving it new soil, that the whole growth process starts all over and you have to wait another 3 years? Holler at me if you know the answer to that. Verbenas, there are actually 2 of them in real small pots there. Again, I need to take one of those inside to get it acclimated to the indoor temperature. The temperature's changing, and I will not be happy with myself if I let them die. I can get another one next year. I just want to always have it. Plus, since I've gone this far and had my little tree and been able to create my little tree, this is the one I just scalped. And look how much is still on there, guys. Yeah, so I'm going to wait till those leaves start falling before I take it all the way indoors. These are my tomatoes. They're not very happy. Let me push these back into the sun so they can get as much sun for as long as possible with the temperatures dropping, because they look like they're pretty fed up with the season and they are done. If it tends to be that they are done, I will have fried green tomatoes on some level. If they're not, I have a few more tomatoes to look forward to. Training it up into a tree like I did my verbena. Again, my apple tree like I just discussed. Now, also with the apple tree, this new growth has come up, and it's all new growth that is below the graft. I should probably frankly just tear those right off of there. But if, let's just say I let them stay, if it became a side shoot from this tree, would it be the regular apple that is grafted with? Or would they be Honeycrisp apples too? I'm guessing that because it's below the graft, it would not be Honeycrisp. But again, if you know those answers, and I may make this its own video, but maybe not. If you know the correct answer to those things, if we're doing a thorough repotting job on this and resoiling the roots will cause you to have to wait for it to produce apples again, or if it'll be fine and we'll still give you apples the following year. Or and my other question, if these shoots, if they would be some kind of regular apple that this Honeycrisp was grafted with. My pimentos, they want to flower. They're flowering again. Yep, a bunch of buds right there. This is my sweet red pepper. Again, I'm deciding whether I'm going to do pimentos or the red peppers indoors now. I may do pimentos because sweet red peppers are easy to come by. A raised bed. Oh, this is pretty bare because I mentioned to my sweetheart that I was just going to rip up all the old kale because it had become really just infested with the cabbage worms, and well, one on the end had, and it was kind of, once I pulled the one on the end, the rest of them, I guess, started getting infested. And I think the season is changing and we have whole new insect issues perhaps to be concerned with, but we'll see how that works. I think they'll come up beautifully during the fall. The major issue would be me wanting to come out even for half a second to step out here in the cold to harvest myself a salad or some greens. But anyway, yeah, so I put some kale in there. I went ahead and started my spinach, which doesn't like to grow above a certain temperature. My bok choy. I kept my speckled lettuce here because I've been enjoying that in salads. I started 2 new collards here. Oh, really? Really, little worm? You must not have heard about me. You in there? You haven't heard about me? I will kill you. This healthy beauty was born. Purple basil, from which I would love to have seeds. Look at that one sitting in there. Although he's dead, I do believe. Yeah, he's dead. Look at. Worm had destroyed the head of this particular cabbage, and it started forming other heads. I thought all 3 of these were red peppers, but it turns out that that one is apparently a yellow pepper. So I'm gonna have some yellow peppers. Really? This is flowering again? Or should I say still? Yeah, so all 3 of those are supposed to be red. The middle one is red. It keeps getting heavy and leaning. This one, I don't know if it's red or not, but some of the peppers on it look a little deformed. It's really huge though. The peppers on it are big. Okra, still looking to be harvested. Unfortunately, I can lean these down and harvest them that way. My new mint starts.